To break everything down. Yo, yo, yo. What up, everybody? I like that plan. For now. What up, everybody? Let's see. All right, what up, everybody? Long time no see. How is everybody? Appreciate that, Bam Bam. What up, Curtis? Elijah, TJ Wolf, Tristan. What up? Man, look. Hey, y'all, I'm gonna be real. I got a copyright strike doing that. I don't know if y'all tuned in when I tried to hit the Yeezy joint. Whatever that company is, V's or Veeps or whatever that shit is, bruh. They cracked down on me, man. I couldn't live stream for like, I don't know what was up, bruh, but it wasn't, YouTube was not allowing me to live stream. So today I checked it and it allowed me to live stream. So I hopped on. We got some Sony news today. Plus Madam Web was this past weekend. Plus the Fantastic Four. And then there's Henry Cavill rumor. Y'all know I love me some Henry Cavill. So I was like, bet, now's the perfect time to hop back on live with y'all, man. How's everybody doing? Oh, I appreciate it. You like the hair? White Gold did it. White Gold got me together. Is everybody doing okay? So you did read the title. We are going to talk about Sony. What are they doing? There was kind of a big kind of Sony Disney agreement today. That was kind of weird. The Geeky Chat had been talking about it and saying different stuff. We're going to talk about it today, man. I've been on here, how long? We've been on here 3 minutes. You know, I don't like to start immediately. But yeah. Yeah, the copyright strike, bro. They hit me with a copyright strike, bro. They was petty. You feel me? What's crazy is like, I knew better because I paid $20. If you paying for it and then you try to like live stream, they live stream. Defeats the purpose of paying. So I get it. I should have a long time ago done the Donda and that the Larry Hoover concert was free. I should have streamed all that, bro. I was up watching every single one of those, and I don't even know like why, like what I wasn't thinking. I was just so in the moment, like I just lost my train of thought. So when I seen that he was gonna live stream officially, I was like, I sat for like an hour and thought about it, and I was like, okay, let's just do it. I'm gonna go ahead and do it because Kanye's my favorite artist other than Michael Jackson. So I was like, I gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? And then I got hit with the copyright strike. But out of all of that, he did drop all of his merch for $20. So I did get a couple pair of Yeezy pods. So whenever I get mine, you will see a review. And then I got like some pants and a shirt. So in the long run, I did get some stuff for $20 because I was thinking about paying the $200. But I mean, even if I did pay the $200, he's refunding people, you dig? So best Marvel movie is Superman. What does that mean? Decode that for me. Ancient One. We've been on for 5 minutes. All right, so we've been on about 5 minutes. Again, if you're new here, make sure you guys are smacking that thumbs up, okay? If you want to stay, check out the reactions. Come tune in to live streams and stuff with us. Subscribe to the channel, you dig? You know what I'm saying? Also, the Patreon is in all of our reaction descriptions. So if you want to get reactions early, you want to make a request, hit the Patreon, all right? Follow us on Twitch, because whenever I can get White Gold here more frequently, she's going to do some stuff on Twitch, like the Survivor and I think Big Brother, stuff like that. So, yeah, but first we're going to talk about what is Sony doing. So, originally I was going to talk about something else, but I am going to talk about that. But first, today Sony and Disney did like a, I guess like a production and distribution agreement. I guess where Sony's going to continue to put out physical stuff, and I guess that Sony's going to help with that. I don't know about production. I guess it has something to do with the, you know what I'm saying? I guess it has something to do with it. I don't know the deets. I don't think anybody knows the deets, but that came out today. So I thought that was interesting that Sony and Disney are doing deals. I know a lot of people, which kind of rolls into what I was going to talk about. Do you all think that Sony should honestly sell the rights? Do you all think that? And I mean Sony to Batman, you know. I mean, not Batman, to Spider-Man. Do you think that Sony should sell the rights to Spider-Man to Marvel? What up, Michael? Hold up, where's my diet doc? Where's my diet, Dr. Kelp? Where's my drink?
He said you didn't order a drink.
Hey, bruh. You said live action rights? Can they do that? Probably, if they agree to it. Interesting. You all let me know down in the comments. Do y'all think that Sony should sell the rights to Marvel for Spider-Man? My guy Tristan down here said they should sell the live action rights, and I never really thought about separating it. Because I'm assuming that Marvel would probably have to hire basically everybody over there. Oh, you love the SpongeBob reactions, man? Yeah, they're comedy, bro. We have the best time watching those, for real, for real. Out of all the stuff that we do watch, like having a little bit of SpongeBob drip in between these different reactions, it's just awesome, for real. I don't know about Sony. This is my thing. I used to say and ask why Sony is doing all these different movies. Well, apparently what the deal is that Sony did the deal where Marvel can have a live action Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? All the Tom Holland movies at the end of the day are Sony movies. They're just associated with Marvel. You get what I'm saying? And apparently what it is that reason why we're getting stuff like Morbius and Madam Web and Kraven and some of these other things is because since Sony has the rights to obtain and hold the rights, you got to put out content with them. You just can't hold them to play keep away. So that's the reason why you're getting a bunch of like spin-offs, animated stuff. You're getting the villains. All this stuff ties in under the Spider-Man umbrella. And I actually didn't know that. So that was something that I learned, which was new, which I think is interesting. Because then it goes back to the original deal, most likely with Tom Holland and what went down with the Andrew Garfield situation and them casting Tom Holland. Now, I don't know if it was like Sony wanted Andrew Garfield to continue, but Marvel didn't like the way they were going with it, or was it the fact that Marvel wanted to continue and do their own in-house kind of stuff? And it wasn't necessarily in-house because Sony had something to do with it, but like I guarantee you, like when they were casting Tom Holland, you know, it was more Marvel people in the room than it was Sony people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they were going to make a Spider-Man 4, but they canceled it. You said Sony is doing good with the animated stuff. Now, I think that but see, this is my thing. I think that it wasn't on purpose. Like, it happened, and then they're doing their best to obtain it and continue the story at a high level. I think that that's something that they are really, really you know, focusing on as far as keeping that intact. But the other stuff just seems a little wild. And when you hear it, like, you know, Sony has to put out Spider-Man content to uphold and obtain the rights and keep the rights. I think that might be why some of these Morbius's, Madam Webs, they come off like this. That seems more like it. You know what I'm saying? It looks like, with that being said, it looks like that the animated stuff is where all the Spider-Man money is going into, and the game. And then you got, you know, well, we gotta keep doing it. And that's why you've heard rumors of, like, you know, Spider Noir. Spider Noir with Nicolas Cage, and then Spider Silk, I think, was another one that was rumored, and some of these kind of other spin-off. I think they had done a deal with Amazon or something like that. But I think that when you hear it like that, it does make me feel different about the Sony universe. Spider-Man 3, the best. He had the black suit. I'm a fan of Spider-Man 2. I think Spider-Man 1 is a dope movie, but I'm more of a fan of Spider-Man 2 than I am 3. Me specifically. The Spider-Verse is the best in my opinion. And I mean, yeah, but it looks like it. You know what I'm saying? And it might be like that on purpose. You know what I'm saying? It might be like that because, you know, they have to put out Spider content. So it's like, yeah, why cast another Spider-Man and not continue or do this animated stuff? You know what I'm saying? And the animated stuff really is it's a lot easier to, like, shake that off if you miss than it is a movie. You know what I'm saying? Because look at the way that they're treating Madam Web and Morbius and some of these others. And you know, they have their right to be like that. Don't get it twisted. I like Morbius. I think that there is 45 minutes like missing from the entire film. Like, I feel like if I was to go watch it, I can tell you where they cut and where, like, the end of the film is. I think it's just nuts how they did that. I also like Madam Web because they took out all the Spider-Man stuff. And see, that stuff, that's what makes sense to me. Like, when I heard that today, you know, and shout out to War Stew, because he said it in his video that they have to do Spider content to keep the rights. So it makes sense of why, like, they removed the Spider-Man stuff from Madam Web, because that would really have been a dead end. You know what I'm saying? Like, Morbius couldn't be a one-off if it needed to be. Madam Web can be a one-off if it needed to be. You know what I'm saying? When you tie in the Spider-Man stuff, then you start asking these questions about where's the Spider-Person? Is it Miles? And stuff like that. So, you know, I liked Madam Web because I think that it was a dope movie for Madam Web. I think if people were listening to the rumors and the spider stuff around it, then, you know, and then you went and disappointed, you're gonna be disappointed. And I didn't really think it was the best movie ever, but I think for Madam Web, like, I was entertained. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, oh, this is dope. This is dope. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't teeter too much into Spider-Man. Like, you went to Ben and his sister, and that's about as far as you went. You know what I'm saying? And then Ezekiel Sims, he was kind of a bad villain. I think that since they took out the Spider-Man stuff, they should have used him differently, because I feel like that he was still, like, the stuff that they had shot with him was in a line with the Spider-Man stuff still being in the movie. You see what I'm saying? You watch Madam Web on 1, 2, 3 movies. Hey, bro, I love when you live in your truth, bro. Hey, I feel it. When Kanye said he looks at the OnlyFans on Reddit, I was like, man, that might be the realest stuff I've ever heard, because I didn't even know you could look at people's OnlyFans on. I didn't even know it. I was like, bro, what? Who does that? But, you know. Tristan, what did you think of Madam Web watching it, you know, on 1, 2, 3 movies. Did you think it was a good movie, or you think it was boo boo grass? Most people gonna think it's boo boo grass. I don't think it was, super duper grand scheme. I think it was like, if I want to learn and know about Madam Web, I can go watch that as a live action movie. And to be honest, like, it's what's really crazy about that movie. It's like 100% in the 2000s, like 2003, but it also feels like it was 100% produced and directed in 2003. Like, not now. It looks like it was done then. Like, all the way around, from the clothes to the atmosphere to how it, like, the movie was even put together. Like, yeah, I thought that, but you know what I'm saying. But you all let me know in the comments, what are you thinking about knowing that information about Sony having to keep the rights or having to put content out? How do y'all feel about that? Let me know in the comments. All right, so you said it was bad. I love y'all, man. That's all good, bro. I ain't knocking you. I ain't no player hater. If you don't like it, you don't like it, bro. You know what I'm saying? My thing, it was like the first part of the movie was kind of slow for me, but then I kind of started to like old girl as Madam Web. Like, I started to kind of like, and then when she hit that water and the web and all that stuff came, I was like, whoa, this is fire. But then it, like, it goes back to the movie, and you get what I'm saying. But I can dig it. So yeah, and then now we're gonna talk about Spider-Man 4. Now, I've heard that Sony wants Spider-Man 4 to come out 2025. In the last live stream, we did talk about this. When did we think that the next Spider-Man movie would come out? Now, if I was guessing, it would come out next year. But next year is action-packed, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Next year is like, well, they moved Fantastic Four until the end of July. So it's like Superman and Fantastic Four coming out saying, like, right, basically in a month span, which is going to be awesome. What else is next year? I think there's a Disney Plus show. If not this year, it's next year. I'm not necessarily excited about the Michael Jackson biopic as everybody else is. But yeah, so apparently Sony wants the movie to come out next year. It's what I've heard. And then Marvel wants to wait because the timing of what they got going on is kind of too thin to probably really put the oomph into Spider-Man like it needs. And I don't blame Sony for that, because Warstu made a good point. I was really, really hard on The Dark Knight Rises because, one, it took 4.5 years to get. That movie wasn't good to wait 4.5 years for. It wasn't. I don't care what none of y'all say. It was not 4 years worth. Now, I know he went to shoot, what is it, Inception or whatever the case may be, but I don't care. 4 years, that's terrible. That's a whole high school. You can't be doing that to people. Spider-Man No Way Home, next year it'll be 4 years. If it come out in 2026, that'll be crazy. Or 2026, I think it'll be 4 years. That'll be crazy, bro. So I think that with Spider-Man, something's got to shake. I don't know if Spider-Man will come out next year, because I think Batman come out next year too. I think Batman come out next October. So you gonna do Superman, Fantastic Four, Batman, and Spider-Man all in the same year? They gonna say Superman. They gonna say superhero movies is back if that happens, because all those movies, bro, are gonna break $1 billion. Real talk. And well, with the exception of Superman. Superman might not hit $1 billion, but if it's a good movie, it will do $1 billion. Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, bro, they're big household names. Like, they make money all day long, all year round. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think the Batman 2 come out next October. Excuse me. Because the Penguin, I think, is this year sometime. That Penguin show is supposed to drop sometime this year. And then next year, next October, around Halloween, Batman is supposed to come out. The Batman 2. From what I've heard, unless they move it. But yeah. What do y'all when do you all think that you all would like to see another Tom Holland Spider-Man movie? What do you think? Next year? This year? 2026? What do you think? Do you think Sony is wrong for wanting Tom Holland Spider-Man movie to come out next year? What do you think? You can't wait for Blade and the Thunderbolts? Man, look, I was hyped for the Thunderbolts because of Century, but I don't know what they got going on with that movie now, bro. There was a lot of hype around that movie. Then the hype died off. Steven Yeun dropped out. They couldn't find a cast. Then they cast a dude. There's a lot going on with that movie. Red Hulk. Heard rumors about that. Captain America 4. Does that come out next year? I think you're right. I think that might come out next year. So Captain America 4, Fantastic Four, Superman, Batman, and then maybe Spider-Man? You said 2026 or 2027? But that's way too long from No Way Home till now. That's a long time to wait. I'm not knocking you because if it's worth it, I don't know about it being worth it, bro. That's a long time. The movie has to at least be good. And then, like, to go up a step further, it needs to be great. For us to be waiting that long. That's a lot. Man-Wolf was in Spider-Man Ultimate. Maybe we'll get Man-Wolf and Spider-Man in the same joint. Maybe. Avengers 25. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like 2026, you're supposed to be looking at like your Kang Dynasty, Doctor Strange 3, making your way to Secret Wars. Where is Spider-Man gonna tie into that if you don't come out next year? You know what I'm saying? White Gold, she's at home. I won't tell her that you asked about her. I will tell her. I watch this. I'm not listening to her. There we go. I sent it to her. Okay. They said they would bring back Iron Man. They don't need to bring back Iron Man. You know what I'm saying? Maybe for Secret Wars. But maybe he need to be a variant, you know. You said there's no need to rush. Well, my thing is that that's a long time. Like Spider-Man, to be honest with you, I'm gonna be real. Spider-Man probably does need to come out by the end of next year. Because when you start getting to 2026, 2027, 2028, you're really looking at the Kang Dynasty Secret War stuff. And if they do Battle World, you're probably gonna be looking at Battle World. And then whatever happens with the reboot, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure that Marvel won't go like get actors on as they go like they're doing now. I'm sure that they're probably in some type of talks or will be, you know, getting closer to that reboot. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like 2026. If Spider-Man does come out after 2025, it needs to come out in the first quarter of 2026. Like that needs to be, and see, that's crap for Spider-Man, because Spider-Man big bucks. You really need to have Spider-Man come out summertime or holiday season. And that's probably July or around Black Friday. So you can sell merch and do all that, get the most out of your money. I guarantee you by the time that we get to Avengers 5 and 6, and by the time stuff gets straightened out all the way, it won't be as pushed back as you think it is. You know what I'm saying? And if it is, bro, you're talking about maybe by 6 months into a year. So what I mean by that is if the movie was meant to come out in the summertime, which most likely it is May or June or July, then it's going to get pushed to, first quarter, April, March of the following year. You know what I'm saying? Which is just 6 months. It's not going to get pushed back to like 2027 or 2028. You know what I'm saying? Were the best. You think the 2000s? I think that they did a good job with majority of them, but I think that the continuity was just terrible, and it that's the reason why Marvel wanted to MCU. Once they figured it out, they was like, okay, we need the MCU. You know what I'm saying? For real. All right, y'all. So now we're going to talk about Henry Cavill. Okay, so I don't know how true it is, so just take it with a grain of salt. But there's been rumors going around that Henry Cavill, again, has done something with Marvel. Now, in the past, he was rumored for, I think it was Hyperion. And then that rumor died because I think it was supposed to be for Loki. I think those rumors were for Loki or something, which is crazy. But yeah, so those are dead. But there's new rumors that Henry Cavill has signed on to do something with Marvel. Now I don't know what that is, and people have rumored him being Doctor Doom, which I don't like. People have rumored Cyclops. I do like him as Cyclops, but he would be a little bit too old for me to play Cyclops, especially if they're not going to recast. If they're going to recast, cool, that'd be dope. But I don't know about in the new reboot or whatever, Henry Cavill playing Scott. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about that. But how do you all feel about Henry Cavill being in the MCU, and what do you think would be the perfect casting for Henry Cavill in the MCU? What do y'all think? Man of Steel is probably one of my favorite superhero movies ever. My Lord. It's like a masterpiece to me. I love Superman, Man of Steel. Jesus. It's amazing. What a time. I'm so glad that I lived to see that in theaters. I lived to see it in Blu-ray, Ultra HD. Like, if it comes back in theaters, I'll probably go see it again. That's one of my favorite superhero movies. For real, for real. It kind of, there is some like weird parts, but for the majority of that, 98% of that movie. But again, who do you all think that Henry Cavill should play, or would be the perfect casting in Marvel? And do you think he should play Doctor Doom, or do you think he should play Cyclops? What do you all think? Let me know in the comments. What are you thinking? How you feeling about it? I don't know, man. I don't know if there is a perfect casting for Henry Cavill in Marvel right now. If they're gonna do an X-Men from whatever the universe that Monica Rambeau came from, maybe you have, Henry Cavill play Cyclops. I don't know. What do you think? Yeah, I was gonna say Cyclops. He's like my favorite. Him and Gambit. A lot of people love Wolverine. I know I love Wolverine too, but like the other X-Men, I'm probably gonna take Gambit, and then I'm gonna take Scott, and then I'll probably take Wolverine, Storm, and so on and so forth. You feel me? I like the Iceman from Spider-Man and Friends. I don't know about much of the Iceman from the X-Men 2000s universe. It's a little weird, but I liked it. I get it. Come on, y'all. Let me know in the comments how y'all feeling. Who do you think Henry Cavill would play or should play in the MCU? And if you don't, say I don't feel like he should play nothing at all. She said that y'all were sweet. Shout out to White Gold. You think he should play Nightcrawler? Okay. All right, so now we have our Fantastic Four, which I think is pretty crazy. How do you all feel about? Well, for one, I loved the little Valentine's Day, like note thing that Marvel did. I think that was a dope way to kind of introduce them. I kind of like that they, I guess they changed the logo from my understanding. But it said, Happy Valentine's Day from Marvel's first family. Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Ebon Moss-Bachrach, and I'm sorry if I butchered that, and Joseph Quinn are the Fantastic Four. Marvel Studios, The Fantastic Four in theaters, July 2025. I think this little card thing that they put out, this little Valentine's thing that they did was awesome. So how do y'all feeling about the Fantastic Four? Yep, Pedro's gonna be Mr. Fantastic. Yep. I actually like, well, I think the one that I like the most, I think, is the Vanessa Kirby casting. I think that is just awesome. For real. Like, for real, for real. I've never seen Ebon act, so I'm trying to, or Ebon, I'm sorry if I got his name wrong. I've never seen him act, so I'm interested to see. Y'all gotta let me know movies or shows that he's in so I can see it. But I don't know about him playing Ben Grimm, but I'm not like against it. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like he's been cast at that for a while. I feel like when that was rumored, he was like the first one leaked or whatever. Joseph Quinn, he played Eddie in Stranger Things, which I thought was amazing. That's probably one of my favorite castings. I think the Johnny Storm, the Sue Storm, and Mr. Fantastic castings, for me personally, I love them. People feel weird about Pedro. Look, I think Pedro can do it. There's a video out of Pedro telling people how he reads his lines. If you all watch that video, you can probably look it up on YouTube. But if you all watch that video, man, he's like a perfect read. And the way he was like sitting there in a t-shirt and his hair looked fruffy and he looked like he was he gave me Reed Richards vibes in real life in that clip. He was like in some voice call with people or something, or like some video call with people. And they asked him, you know, is it hard memorizing your lines? And he showed him his notebook and he had all this crazy stuff going on. And I was like, bro, that's Reed Richards. You know what I'm saying? Vanessa Kirby, I've seen her play in Mission Impossible. When I seen her in Mission Impossible, I thought she could be Sue Storm. And she kind of really kind of looks it, you know what I'm saying? Like, she really kind of like looks the original, you know what I'm saying? And then I think Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, I think is awesome. Because I think that the Eddie character, his attitude and the way that he was kind of rebellious in a sense, I think that fits for Johnny Storm. Yeah. So you think Jesse McCartney? Okay. That's Paul McCartney's son. Pedro could pull it off. He's in too many projects. I mean, Marvel offered. What was bro? Before we had this Fantastic Four, it was supposed to be Margot Robbie and Kylo Ren. Y'all remember that leak? It was supposed to be them, but they didn't like Kylo Ren didn't like the script or something or whatever, and you know it just went downhill from there. But there was, and then also what's old boy that was in Doctor Strange? They had rumored him to play, and Jodie Cromer. She was rumored in the very beginning to play Sue Storm. So I feel like, bro, there was tons of actors that just didn't want it, or you know, had conflicting schedules. Because that's what Pedro did. Pedro, he didn't sign immediately because he had to see if he can make a way for the schedule. And I feel like they made a way for the schedule for it to work, and so he signed on. I thought it was awesome. Yeah, Emily Blunt, John Krasinski. Yeah, they were saying John Krasinski and Jodie Cromer, however you say her name. Disturbia is free? Oh, thank you. Hold on, my bad. Jawan Malik TV. I appreciate you, bro. Welcome to the family. Yeah, I mean, I didn't want it to be John though. I think he looked hella weird in Multiverse of Madness. I did like those cameos though in Multiverse of Madness. I like that a lot. It was just, and I like it even better now that he's not our Reed Richards. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and then I've also heard rumors about their suits will be kind of changing throughout the movie. Like they're gonna start kind of in the retro, and then eventually going to end up in their MCU suits, which I think is, you know, is dope. I'm really excited for the Fantastic Four. 2025 next year is just going to be pure amazing for me. I can't wait. This year is going to be really good because you got Sonic at the end of the year. You got Ghostbusters, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I feel like Smile 2 comes out in September. Megan, oh yeah, also Megan comes out next year. Megan 2.0. And I love Megan. I think out of all the horror movies that they've done, Megan is gonna stick. You know what I'm saying? Scream 7, that franchise is dead. Y'all ain't heard nothing about Scream in a while. Isn't that crazy? It's like how that just disappeared from the media. What up, Michael Joe? Do you think Deadpool and Wolverine will change the Marvel Universe just like the end of Loki, or where do you think the post-credits scene will be like at the end? I think the post-credit scene at the end might leak like Doctor Doom, or I think it leads up to maybe Kang Dynasty, because there's been rumors, and take it with a grain of salt, that Kevin Feige has been thinking about adding Deadpool and Wolverine to Kang Dynasty. Now, I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like that's milking the cow way too early, if you want my opinion. But I don't know what all the cards on the table. I don't know, the scripts and stuff for these movies hadn't even been written yet. You know what I'm saying? So who's to say what? You know what I'm saying? Anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? Like anything. You know what I'm saying? Baby Ant-Man. Thanks, Rico. I appreciate it. Yeah, man. For me personally, I'm really excited for the Fantastic Four. I think that they're another big household name, just like the X-Men. I mean, the thing about some of these names and these IPs, bro, like they're big money. We just ain't seen it be big money in a long time. And now we have an opportunity to get it right, to do it right, to get some actors, have like some good technology behind it, and get it dope on screen. And I think that in as far as in time's worth, it's due time for these franchises to have some good IPs. The Batman was amazing. I think it's a masterpiece. I think Man of Steel was a masterpiece. I think that the Zack Snyder cut of the Justice League is a masterpiece. I think Endgame is a masterpiece. I think Infinity War is a masterpiece. I think Age of Ultron is a masterpiece. I think Winter Soldier is a masterpiece. I think Black Panther and Black Panther 2 are masterpieces. But I think that what they have to do with like the Fantastic Four, they gotta be both. They gotta be the money and masterpieces. You know what I'm saying? Superman, a lot of people don't understand. If Superman bombs, that's a bad sign, bro. That's why I honestly don't think that Superman Legacy is gonna be a bad movie. No way. You know what I'm saying? At first, I hated it because I wanted Henry Cavill in it, and I was upset and in my feelings because I love Henry Cavill and I loved him as Superman and everything. But Superman again is a big IP. It needs to do well. You don't think they'll make a lot of money? I'm gonna tell you right now. Superman itself will make money, but if the movie is good, I think Superman is $1 billion type movie. You know what I'm saying? Especially now, bro. It's been so long since we've had a Superman movie. You know what I'm saying? Or a Superman-centered movie. You know what I'm saying? It's like 10 years at least. And then as far as like a solo film, 2013. So it's like, it's 11 years. But yeah, if Superman is done right, it's $1 billion. If Spider-Man done right, $1 billion. If Batman done right, $1 billion. If Fantastic Four is done right, $1 billion. If X-Men is done right, $1 billion. Those are all $1 billion. Because they're already going to make a set amount of money. If it's great or better, $1 billion. Every time. Like look what No Way Home did off the nostalgia, and that's like time we ain't seen Andrew in it in a long time. We haven't seen Toby in a long time, as well as the villains. We ain't seen them all in a long time. You add that in and tie it in with a good story, add it to the MCU. You had Doctor Strange in it. You know what I'm saying? Like all that, you ripped open the multiverse and had villains come in. Those stories, if you get them right, they're bangers. They're bangers, bro. You know, and I'm not saying they're gonna do like a multiversal Batman movie, but I'm just saying, like, if you get it right with those specific IPs, they're gonna do $1 billion, bro. The Batman did $1 billion, bro, in March, bro. $1 billion, or was it April? It was March or April, bro. Batman did $1 billion in the first quarter. The Batman did. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they need to do a Batman Beyond. I'm in agreement with that. And maybe they do a Batman multiversal movie, or maybe I would like to actually see the universe where Thomas Wayne is Batman, like a movie like that. And I like the guy who played in the Joker, who was Thomas Wayne. I think that he played the perfect version for that style Batman. You know what I'm saying? If y'all know the Thomas Wayne Batman, bro, he's like worse than Batman. Like, if you think Batman gonna whoop you, Thomas Wayne gonna whoop you and then whoop you again. And he might whoop you before he leave. You feel me? Jacob Young, you didn't like Henry Cavill? It's all good. I feel it. I don't think that there was enough time. I think his solo movie is amazing though. With him alongside the others, not so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he really wasn't even there. You know. They like bet on the chemistry of Gal Gadot and Ben Affleck, but I also think that was good chemistry though. You know. Superman Legacy is gonna be a huge flop. I don't think so. I don't think so. What cameos do I expect in Wolverine versus Deadpool? Well, I think you're gonna see the X-23. I've heard that rumor, which I like. Of course, Wolverine, Dogpool. I've heard Lady Deadpool is supposed to be in it. Wanda, I think that's her name. Lady Deadpool. I think that's her name. I can't think of it. Damn, Wanda. Wilson. Wanda Wilson. I'm trying to think of the last name. I've heard rumors of Channing Tatum playing. I think it's Gambit. I've heard rumors of that, which I don't know how true that is. But if y'all don't remember, Channing Tatum was in the movie with Ryan Reynolds and Free Guy. So it made sense. I was like, okay. And they really are friends. They enjoy working with each other. Halle Berry's been seen with a certain haircut, so there's been rumors there about that. Of course, they got old boy to come back and do the mocap for Beast. I can't think of his name. It was like right on the end of my tongue, but he was in the post-credit scene for the Marvels. They did mocap for him to come back and play Beast because he voiced Beast, and I think he did the makeup and stuff for Beast in some of those old X-Men movies. I can't think of dude's name. Why I can't think of dude's name? Cable. I've heard Cable might be in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think of who else is in there. I can't think, man. I'm trying to think. Like I feel like there was a whole other list of people that was supposed to be in there. Maybe James McAvoy's Professor Xavier, or I don't know. Old boy's Magneto. What's old boy's name? Michael Fassbender. I can't think of old boy name who played Beast, yo. I really can't think of it. I don't know why. Kelsey Grammer. Kelsey Grammer. Oh yeah, I did hear about an old school Electra, and there was a rumor a long time ago about Ben Affleck being in it, but as playing Daredevil. But you know, I don't know how far that's gonna go, or how far that went. I want to see Blade in it. You know what I'm saying? And I mean Wesley's Blade. That was in like First Class. I'm talking about Kelsey Grammer was in the makeup and stuff for the older X-Men movie when he played the older one. And also Kelsey Grammer came in to do the mocap for the Beast post-credit scene that they used for CGI in the Marvel's post-credit scene. Sorry, didn't mean to spoil people. Yeah. X-Men 3. Yeah. James Gunn is not going to do DC justice. I don't know. I think right now, if you all understand where he's going, if you all have read the story of the Justice League, the New Frontier, and his villain is the Center, and it's surrounded by that universe. If you see that movie, he's basically telling that story. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm not trying to spoil people if you don't know the story, but you know, it starts, it's the story. Like if you watch the movie itself, there's a movie also. If you watch the movie itself, the movie starts where there's already superheroes established. There's not no origins. There's none of that. So Green Lantern's out in space. He follows some to Earth. He runs into Batman. Batman, of course, has already been detecting it. You know, then it ends up happening in Metropolis, and then something goes down in Themyscira, which causes all of the heroes to kind of get together. And I think that that's where he's going with it, because he's starting on Dino Island and Creature Commandos and stuff like that, and then he's gonna do Superman. Superman's gonna have the authority, and these other characters that are already there and established. So I feel like if you have read the Justice League, the New Frontier story, or watched the movie, this is the way that James Gunn is going. Now, I don't think he's gonna go as far as look wise, because that's kind of like the golden age look of the heroes and not like the modern age. But the modern age, I guess look and suits are different. You know what I'm saying? But I think that James Gunn is just adapting it. He's just doing it in a modern, you know what I'm saying? He did Guardians Justice. Yeah, he did Guardians Justice. The multiverse exists, so Wesley Blade is surely in one of those universes. I feel like Wesley Blade needs to be in Secret Wars, or he needs to be in something, bro, because he funded all of this. He's the one who started and gave the funding for the MCU. And I know that people have tons of issues with Blade in the past. Well, Wesley Snipes. And you all probably heard that stuff. But at the same time, he's like back now. He's different. He's changed. He's grown up. I think it would be awesome to see Wesley's Blade in Secret Wars. Thomas Jane as Punisher. Yep, that would be fire. Yeah. Fotez, what up? DC or Marvel? I'm gonna be real. DC has better stories, but Marvel kind of has better ideas. The DC universes are kind of the same. It's like Marvel with variants. Like Earth 2, Black Superman, you know what I'm saying? Or like what's the other universe where it's Ultraman, where the heroes are evil, right? or they're not evil, they're like anti-heroes, right? They're like Batman-ish or whatever. They do whatever they want. I think that Marvel Marvel has cooler characters and stuff. Like I'm the biggest, like I love Batman more than anybody. I don't think that, to me, like, that's why I felt some type of way when I saw that video of Harley Quinn shooting Batman. It did something to me, bro. I ain't never seen that in my life. I'm 35 years old, bro. In my entire life, I've never seen that happen to Batman. So it did something to me, like, first time watching it. But like, I love the X-Men, and I love like certain Marvel characters, more so like the Fantastic Four for sure, and X-Men. I've came to love some of the other characters and stuff, and read some of their other stuff going into the MCU, and their characters and that stuff like that is dope. Hulk, I really, really love Sentry. Sentry's like right next to Superman for me. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. What was your opinion on the new Avatar trailer? Do you think Netflix will try to fix the travesty of Dragon Ball Evolution to make their own live action as their... Okay, well, I don't like Avatar at all. I'm not a fan of it. I think the story is typical, and if I'm from the 90s and I grew up on Fern Gully. Fern Gully is basically the entire basis for Avatar. And I think that Avatar visually might be one of the best things that I've ever seen. But I don't actually like, I'm not entertained by its content. And other people like it, and that's okay. I mean, what the hell do I know? Avatar sells billions, trillions almost. You know what I'm saying? So what the hell do I know? I'm just not a particular fan of it. You know, like there's stuff that I'm entertained by and I gravitate to. Avatar was never it. And we did watch Avatar for Patreon, and we did the live stream where I live streamed us watching it for Patreon, and I just wasn't indulged in it. But it's beautiful. I mean, it's magnificent. The way it looks is out of this world. I've never seen them in theaters, but I can probably imagine, or well, try to imagine how good it looks on those big screens and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And I thought that it like, honestly, it looks beautiful. You know, I wish that it was like, I don't know. I like the Titanic, and I'm more impressed by James Cameron's The Titanic than I am him Avatar, because the story is kind of poop. Like, there was no Jack and Rose in the Titanic. You know what I'm saying? And like the way that they portray that story and how that story has surpassed time and it's kind of timeless and it's like aged well. I don't know if these Avatar movies will necessarily age as good as some of the other franchises. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's good right now, but like 30 years from now, will we like show these our kids or our grandkids? You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you all will, you know what I'm saying? But me, nah, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know about Netflix doing the Dragon Ball thing. I think that Dragon Ball is so good, and it looks so good in animation with some of the stuff that they've kind of done here recently with Daima and Dragon Ball Superhero. Then, you know what I'm saying? Then it's, then I think that it needs to stay there. I don't know about a live action Dragon Ball. I think that after Dragon Ball Evolution, it's Dragon Ball Evolution is the worst movie that I possibly have ever seen in my life. It's a travesty that probably one of the greatest animes of all time has one of the worst live action adaptation. Like, it's really bad. It's so bad, bro. I won't even watch it on the channel. It's horrendous. I remember watching it and thinking, like, you gotta be shitting me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt offended, like, and that was when Dragon Ball was popular. Like, when I was kind of still growing up type. That was bad. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen The Fifth Element. No, I haven't watched it, but I've seen a trailer for it, and I've seen people be upset about it. I think Dragon Ball I don't know if you can be worse than Dragon Ball Evolution, bro. Dragon Ball Evolution is so bad that the actors in the movies were so bad. I don't think I've ever seen them in another movie ever again. Like, I'm gonna be real with y'all. The movie was so bad it killed acting careers. Like, man, what the hell is wrong with you? Big ass apple. I don't know what the hell was going on. Add a post credit, bruh. They should have posted that credit somewhere else. How about that? Golly. Terrible. And Piccolo, y'all. Don't even get me started on Piccolo. Dragon Ball Evolution, bro. If I could compare it to like nowadays, it's a Tubi movie. 100% Tubi movie. Like, Shameless World on Shameless. Oh yeah, he did play on Shameless, cause White Gold be watching Shameless like crazy. Bro, did Piccolo dirty, bro. Hey, bro, what was that? y'all know how bad that movie is. I always talk, when people talk about comic book movies, there's two movies I always bring up. One of them is that Dragon Ball movie, cause it's just terrible. And then you got it in Dragon Ball, not even a comic movie. And then I'll bring up Catwoman with Halle Berry, because God, that's just as bad. That's just as bad. No, I've watched Shameless with her. It's all good. I like it. I mean, I don't know. I'm just not into the. I mean, I'm into the mature shows. It's just a lot of sex and drugs and all this other stuff, and it's just a lot going on. And I kind of like the chaos a little bit, but I'm not necessarily intrigued by it. You know what I'm saying? I can't even tell you the last time I watched a Netflix like series, and I think it might have been the Exonerated 5 documentary, or it was probably the Tiger King 2, because I was a big fan of the Tiger King when it came out. I'm a Joe Exotic fan. You know what I'm saying? Free Joe Exotic. Because Carol Baskin, she lied her ass off, had her husband out there at where was he at? And they just found her husband and lying on all them documentaries and stuff that she was on, had Joe in jail. Hey, bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, when Don, what's her name? Don Baskins showed back up and they found him, he was alive. You know about stuff that she lied about it in that documentary? I don't know. And he ain't, and he left, and that girl, be quiet. You knew he was alive his whole damn time. Joe knew he was alive his whole time. You were lying. And you hated on my man because he had them big cats. You was hating on my man. Free Joe Exotic, bro. They did my man weak. Excuse me. Me, I was the villain in Catwoman, bruh. God, that shit was terrible. Jesus, bruh. Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. If y'all got HBO Max, go watch that Halle Berry Catwoman movie. If you got Tubi, go watch Dragon Ball Evolution. Bruh. Why did I have to live in a time period where Dragon Ball Evolution came out, bro? I would have rather watched Rocky and Bullwinkle. Oh, okay, hold on. I might have seen that with Bruce Willis in it. Now that you say that, I might have, maybe. Is that a scary movie? Because wasn't Bruce Willis in a scary? I feel like that's a scary movie. Oh, okay. I might be thinking of another Bruce Willis movie. Bruh. I was one of the kids that went to the theater, was so excited, and then midway through the movie, bro, I was ready to go. 6 Cents, that's it. Yeah. And who was in Signs? Was that Mel Gibson? Bro, I don't know who the dude in the comments was, but I'm 35. I'm not gonna be on here like Kai dancing in my room and shit, breaking my hip and shit on camera. Y'all crazy. Okay, that was Mel Gibson. Okay, bro, it's been so long. There's so many movies back then where Mel Gibson and old boy had done movies and stuff. They were on their runs at that time, and I get it all mixed up. And he's in love with the Fifth Element. Interesting. I've never seen that. Might have to save it to react to on the channel. For real, for real. For real. Well, you guys, I think I'm about to hop off here, you dig? You all let me know in the comments how you're feeling about the Sony stuff. Do you think Spider-Man should come out next year, or do you think they should push it back? And how do you feeling about Sony having to put out Spider-Man content to keep the rights? How do you feel about that variable in the situation? And do you think that Sony should sell the rights to Marvel? How do you feel about Madam Web? And you all let me know how you feel about Henry Cavill joining the MCU. You think it's true? So I'm going to holler at y'all. I'm going to try to do another live stream sometime soon. We get some more content, and hopefully I don't get hit with another copyright. Shout out to Kanye and the Vultures album. And I should have done a Vultures review, but I've already listened to it because I'm a big Kanye fan. But yeah, I'm going to holler at y'all, man.